LA and I'm your host for RLTV. Today we are here with musical artist and producer Jay Oliver. Jay Oliver, how are you?
I'm good, chilling, blessed, good to be here.
You're from Baltimore and I know you've been in town for a couple of days right now and you're already getting so much love from your city. How does that feel?
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Baltimore too.
Okay, because she said Baltimore, so I figured, I was like, wait a minute, because I thought you were from like DC first. You're from Baltimore. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, man. I've been back since I think Monday. Yeah, I've been back since Friday. I think I came in Friday. No, Saturday. I came in Saturday. The love that I've been getting is crazy. It's crazy. You know, it's a great feeling. I mean, it sucks that I had to go outside the city to, accomplish things just to come back and get the love. But at the end of the day, now that they're here, I got their attention now. So it's good. It's a good feeling.
Right, because today you did a signing. You did a signing at DTLR, and I know you have an interview this week, and you have a show. The show's on Thursday?
Yeah, I did a in-store down in downtown locker room. It was cool. They switched it. I know a lot of people were probably confused because they switched up the locations. So it ended up moving to somewhere else. So a lot of people didn't get to make it, but the show is tomorrow. I'm real happy, excited for that. Had a lot of stuff that I could have been doing this week. Otherwise, like working on French Montana's project in New York. Skipped out on that to be here in Baltimore. So I'm real excited for it.
So you have love for the city too?
Oh, I have so much love for the city. Like, no, there's no place like Baltimore. Like a lot of people here can say that they don't like it. You know what I mean? But it's like you don't like it until you leave.
Getting into music, I know that you're also an artist, but you produce as well. Which one did you get into first, or was it at the same time?
I came in here for my 17th birthday. My mother she had bought, they had this gift card, I guess, to the studio, and it was this studio. And I came in, and I was an artist. I had a couple hours of studio time, so I was doing the artist thing first. And while I was down here, I really fell in love with behind the scenes, like the engineering, the composing. And I was thought to myself, this is something I want to do. So when I was talking to the owner of this studio, he said, look, he was like, in order to really be the best at whatever you want to do, you have to pick one. Either you're going to be an artist or you're going to be this producer, engineer. So which one is it that you want to do? And I was already making beats. I made my own beats. So I was like, I really want to compose music. So that's something that I felt like I wasn't going to be the best artist at the time, but I felt like I could put my foot on people's throats when it came to making music. So I was like, I'm just going to compose, and that's the first thing that I'm going to start out with.
So, what was the turning point in your career?
Honestly, the turning point in my career was moving out of Baltimore. That was the turning point in my career. It's crazy because I was working at a hotel. I was valeting, parking cars, and I was writing songs and composing music, and I was working with this artist named T Mills. And I had sent them over 2 records that I did. He was like, yo, these records is crazy. I want to sign you. Fly to LA. We're flying you to LA. And I'm like, whoa, brother. I'm like, I can't just I can't just leave. If I leave, I'm going to have to quit my job. Now, can you confirm me job security? He said, yo, leave. Come to LA. Just quit your job. And I'm like, all right. So I quit my job. I ain't had that much money. I was really, really broke, dumb broke. And I just flew out there. And then once I flew out there, it was like being thrown to a pack of wolves, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta survive. If you don't survive, you'll die. And that's the feeling that I had when I first moved to LA in 2011. And that was the turning point in my career, because when I stayed and I was living in LA for 5 months, I was broke, I was trying to get money, but at the same time, I was in studio sessions with big artists. I was learning how to write, a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? And then I came back to Baltimore and I was like, I can't be here. So I ended up going to Miami. I was in Miami living, and then I flew to. I was in Miami for another 5 months. I was staying with Brian McKinney. He used to play for the Baltimore Ravens, and he's like King Miami. So he was introducing me to everybody down there. But I realized Miami was a party city, and I was losing myself. I was living another person's life. I don't have this money, so I had to get out of there too. So I ended up coming back to Baltimore and then flying to Dallas, where I met Radio Raheem, and we started up Never Satisfied together, which is our independent label. And then the rest is history, and now I'm here. I had to rebuild myself. I had to get myself stable before I could do anything else. So my turning point was leaving Baltimore in 2011, November. I'll remember that forever.
You mentioned that you moved out to LA, and when you were living out there, I actually saw something on your Twitter where you mentioned that you were leaving Diddy Studios.
Oh,
Are you working with him right now?
Yeah, well, pretty much. That's my second time going to Diddy's house. The first time I went to Diddy's house, I was introduced to Diddy by King Rose, who was also from Baltimore. He used to be on Bad Boy. He's currently not right now. But the thing about me is I'm a networking guru, so I'm a network my tail off with anybody. So while I was out there, I met a guy named Neil, and Neil was Puff's assistant. That's his right-hand assistant. So me and Neil got really close. You know, I was sending him beats. And Neil's been telling me Puff's been working on an album for a minute, you know what I mean? So recently when I came, I just was in LA last week, so when I was out in LA, Neil hit me and Neil was like, yo, Puff said come to the crib. And I was like, come to the crib? I'm like, yo, I can't come to the crib because I have a meeting with a publishing company at 3. He said, yo, my nigga, come to the crib, cancel your meeting. I'm like, all right, bet. So I canceled the meeting. And I ended up going to Puff's house, and it was cool because I got to bring my team with me. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to Puff's house before. Like, I was telling them stories and everything. I wanted them to see it for themselves, you know. So I brought my assistant, I brought the CEO of the label, and I brought my manager. When we came to Puff's house, we went in. You know, Cassie opened the door. You know, she's such a sweetheart. She you know,
is she as bad in person as she is?
Puff has a winner.
Oh, okay.
That's Puff's fiance. She's very gorgeous. You know, she's a sweetheart. Very lovable, caring. So, you know, she opened the door, she greeted us. We came downstairs, and when I was in there, Puff was outside having a meeting, and he came in the house. This whole setup was down there because he was taking beats. Spiff was there, French Montana was there. I had seen him earlier. I was leaving Interscope and I saw French, and French was like, yo, when you come back to the East Coast, come to New York, yo, I'm gonna put you on my house show. We gotta work on my album. And I was like, yeah, that's what's up, you know what I mean? Then I seen him again at Puff's house. So when I was at Puff's house, Puff was like, yo, you know, just play me some stuff. So I'm playing beats for Puff, and Puff's like, man, like, this stuff's too dark, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want no dark stuff. He's like, I'm not looking for no get me hot for 6 months and then you fall off. He was like, I'm past that, I've been there, you know, I need something that's gonna keep me there, something timeless. He like, I need something street, but still for the ladies that still got that bounce. I'm just looking
he wanted it for himself?
For himself, for his album, and I'm just looking at it, I'm like, Puff, like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? And then French came by, and French was like, yo, Jay, you just gotta make something for God. Make something for God. And I'm like, yo, these dudes make something for God. I'm like, man. Like, it was to the point, it was mad pressure. And the people that I was with didn't seem to understand that. I don't think they understood what you know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I got all of these beats, and I have some smashes on my joints, you know what I'm saying? And Puff is just like, yo, I need something to play for God. I'm like, oh, got that. You know what I mean? I'm like, what you want? What you want, an angel to sing on the track? I ain't got that. You know what I mean? So it's funny because he came to me and he said, you know what? He's like, I got to leave. You know, I got to go to this meeting. You know, just kick it in my house. You know, play some more beats for French or whatever. So he was like, but it's good meeting you. You know what I mean? He probably didn't remember me from the last time because, you know, Puff threw a lot of stuff. So, you know, French was like, yo, just keep playing beats. And Diddy left, and then the next day you go on Instagram, and Diddy got this post on his Instagram, and he like, yo, looking for producers who got them beats for gods, you know what I mean? Like saying all that type of stuff, and it's just funny because I was the one he had that conversation with about that, you know, so that was cool. Oh, and he also took my Ray-Bans too, but I mean, he didn't steal them, but he just, he didn't fucking have them, you know what I mean? Like, I just appreciate the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? But it was funny because I was like leaving, and I'm asking Radio, I'm like, yo, you see my glasses? He like, what, the Ray-Bans? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, I think Puff took her. I'm like, yo, what? So, you know, it's cool. So then I ended up leaving Puff House. I missed my meeting with Warner Chappell, but, you know, it was worth it. And then, yeah, that's that.
Who else have you worked with in the industry? I know you produce for a lot of known artists.
Oh, man. Joe Budden, Waka Flocka, Day 26, French Montana, Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, Kirko Bangs, Trader Truth, Lil Bibby.
This is a long list. You produce for a lot of people.
Yeah. I had a record with T-Pain, King Los, that never came out. It was dope. Yeah, that's. Oh, now I got this new one with Meek Mill and Lil Boosie. So you got Boosie on there. Man, I'm probably forgetting some people. If I am, I apologize. Oh no, I ain't do nothing. But yeah. So, I got a track that Flow Rider recorded too. It hasn't been released yet. When I was in the studio with him, that's my second time being in the studio with Flow. Real good dude. But yeah, just a lot of people.
You're making moves, definitely. There.
I'm just blessed.
we've talked a lot about your production. So what about your music coming out? I know you had a couple of hits that already came out that gained a lot of popularity. But what are you working on right now? What are you working on in the future?
Well, my biggest song that I did was called Downtown. If you go online, you'll see Downtown generate a lot of hits, over 1 million views.
Yes.
I did that song probably 3 or 4 years ago, and to this day, people still want me to perform it. I hate performing Downtown, but that was my biggest song. I just released a song probably a couple months back called Only One. We just shot a music video for that. That's really big. As far as projects, I am working on mad projects. I have over 50 songs recorded. I'm probably gonna record 100 more. Like I just don't know exactly when I'm gonna drop a project. That's not really the focus for me right now. My focus is production, but I do have songs that I'll probably drop here and there. I will stay in clubs performing, stay in venues performing. I got this new song that I did with a model named Don Benjamin. Me and him have a track together. It's called Ignore. We shot a music video for it. It's dope. It's coming out probably like 3 weeks. It's coming out, so that's gonna be crazy. That's a record I produced and wrote as well. FYM was probably the most dopest record that I did, only because it helped me see the reaction of a hit record that I made. You know what I mean? I've had Downtown, which girls love, but when you perform a song in a venue and you have people who've never seen you before going crazy to this song, dancing to the song, trying to know the lyrics to where as though they're singing the lyrics at the end of the song, it's like, yo, this is crazy. And when I was performing these songs at these venues, I performed it one time. Me and French Montana had a show together in what part of Texas was this? McAllen. I was performing the song, and at the end of the song, I was rapping my lyrics. The hook of the song, they was rapping the hook too. Y'all never heard this song, but y'all rapping this hook. I had French over in the section wilding like we was all turned up. So that's how me and my team knew that the record was big. It was so big that every time I would send it to a label, that was the one. They'd be like, yo, you trying to sell this? No, I'm not trying to sell it. Yo, you trying to sell this? No, I'm not trying to sell it. You know what I mean? And then it got to the point to where as though we were focusing, and our focus was on me being the best producer out here, and I knew that I had to sell the song. So when I had a video guy do a video for me that I produced, Ain't Me for Meek Mill and Yo Gotti and O'Malley. So I had did a video showing how I made the beat, and I put it on World Star. As soon as I put it on World Star, O'Malley showed me love. That's Meek's best friend. He showed me love, and he posted it on his Twitter page. And Meek seen it. I know he had to see it because I hit Meek up again through his DM because he follows me, and I was like, what are you missing off of your album? And he responded back like that. So that's how I know he's seen the video. So it's a smart tool to any producers out there. World Star can help you out. But Meek seen it, so I asked him, I said, what are you missing off your album? And he told me, I'm missing club bangers and I'm missing some soulful joints. So I was like, cool. So I remember I told my homie Nick, I was like, I think I'm gonna send Meek FYM. But the funny thing about that is I sent Meek FYM 2 times already to the email that he told me, so that's how I know he was listening. So what I did was, this is another secret for these producers out here, the hook, I cut the hook and I sent him just the hook. That's it. No beat, just the hook. So as soon as it came on, F you mean, boy, I spent $1,000 on it, man. It was so crazy. That the next day he went on Twitter and was like, yo, tell J Oliver to tell him holla at me. Man, my phone went nuts. You know what I mean? Like it went bonkers. So that's how I knew it was a big record. So he DM'd me again and he was like, yo, F you mean about to be my new single. That shit is crazy. Then he called me. He was like, yo, he's like, who wrote that? Who wrote the hook? I was like, I did. Yo, who produced it? I did. Who's on it? Me. Oh, damn. Well, then Dallas is gonna call you. Dallas is an A&R. Like, well, Dallas gonna call you. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And then after that happened, that's when every label, every publishing company, they was hitting me up. You know, they was like, yo, like, why don't you come stop by the office when you come to LA next time? Then people's opinions change of, music and stuff like that. So that's probably my favorite record that I've done so far. Now it's like my manager's like,
it's like most of your R&B songs, they're pretty like lovey-dovey, like the woman's band and stuff. What do you actually look for in a girl?
That she's independent, you know what I mean? That she has something to offer, like that she's strong, strong-willed, like Jazzy here. Like I like women like that because It's like if you don't have nothing to offer or bring to the table to somebody who's going to be on a status, it's like, what's the point? Because there's so many women out here who are just looking to be famous. Donald Sterling. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many women out here looking to just tag along. So it's like, beauty is cool. Like, I love beautiful women, you know what I mean? But if you're beautiful but you have nothing going for you, it's like, I'm scared. You might try to take a picture of me while I'm asleep. You know what I mean? Like, that type of stuff. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So.
But girls do that.
Oh my God. You gotta leave your cell phones on the table. If I don't know you, you gotta leave, you know what I mean? Like, can't have that.
Alrighty, well, it's been great talking to you. I'm signing out. Rara Lay, we've been with Jay Oliver today. Thanks again.